The power of not reacting, how to control your emotions. There is a quiet strength in the person who chooses not to react. In a world that constantly pulls at our attention, that demands immediate responses, that pushes us to speak, defend, argue, and prove, the real power lies in stillness. Not silence in words, but silence in reaction. A space between the trigger and the response. A pause. This pause is everything. We've been taught that reacting shows strength. That if someone disrespects you, you must respond. If someone hurts you, you must retaliate. If life throws challenges at you, you must immediately fight back. But what if real power lies not in reacting, but in staying grounded, calm, and unshaken? You see, when you react, instantly, emotionally, you're not in control. Your emotions are. Your past wounds, your fears, your ego, they take the wheel. And once they do, you lose your center. You become someone you later regret being. But when you pause, when you breathe, when you don't let the world pull you out of your peace, you rise above it all. You gain clarity. You see the situation for what it really is, not through the cloudy lens of hurt or anger. This doesn't mean you let people walk over you. It doesn't mean you suppress your emotions. No. It means you respond with wisdom, not with impulse. You choose your battles. You hold your power. Not reacting is not weakness. It is emotional maturity. It is saying, I see what's happening. I feel the emotion. But I don't have to be ruled by it. Imagine someone insults you. The instant urge is to strike back. But what if instead, you pause, you smile internally, and you walk away, not because you are afraid, but because you know your peace is more valuable than their opinion? That is power. Imagine you're in a heated argument with a loved one. Emotions are high. Words are flying. But you decide to stop. To listen. To not react. To give space. That moment can save a relationship. That is love. That is control. That is grace. Your emotions are powerful forces, they can either build or destroy. When you learn to observe them, to feel them without becoming them, you step into your highest self. Next time someone tries to push your buttons, remember, you are not your anger. You are not your triggers. You are the awareness behind them. And awareness doesn't react, it understands, it sees, and it chooses. In that choice, is your freedom. In that stillness, is your strength. So breathe. Pause. Let the noise pass. You don't always have to respond. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to match their energy. Sometimes, the most powerful move, is no move at all. Because the one who controls their emotions, controls their life. Part 2, Mastering the Inner World, Responding with Awareness, not Impulse. Real power doesn't lie in controlling the world. It lies in mastering yourself. Your thoughts, your reactions, your inner dialogue. Most people live in a constant state of reactivity. They wake up, check their phone, see a message or a post that upsets them, and just like that, their mood shifts. One rude comment, one small inconvenience, and they're thrown off center for the entire day. But here's the truth. You are not a puppet. You are not here to dance to the strings of external triggers. You are here to evolve beyond them. Learning not to react isn't about being cold or emotionless. It's about becoming conscious. It's about breaking the automatic cycle. Because when you react automatically, you're not living, you're just repeating patterns. Pause here and ask yourself. How many times have you reacted in a moment of anger, and later regretted your words? How many times have you let a small situation ruin your peace for hours, or even days? And most importantly, what would have happened if you had just paused? That pause, that sacred space between the trigger and your response, is where transformation lives. In that space, you are no longer controlled by your wounds or your conditioning. You are choosing consciously. You are responding from your highest self, not your hurt self. Let's be honest, not reacting isn't easy. It requires inner discipline. It takes strength to sit with uncomfortable emotions and not let them explode outward. It takes maturity to listen, to wait, to let time bring perspective. But the rewards are life-changing. Because the person who can remain calm in chaos is untouchable. People will try to provoke you. Life will throw curveballs. Delays, rejections, betrayals, criticism, these are all part of the human experience. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to stay rooted while they pass. Reacting gives away your power. Responding reclaims it. It's like standing in the middle of a storm and saying, I won't be moved by this. I see it. I feel it. But I won't let it define me. You're not pretending everything is fine. You're just choosing not to let the storm enter you. That's real emotional intelligence. And here's the beauty of not reacting. It shifts the energy. The person trying to anger you loses their grip. The argument de-escalates. Your silence becomes louder than words. Your peace becomes your shield. And slowly, you start to attract better, not just people, but situations, energy, and clarity. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to defend yourself every time you're misunderstood. You don't have to take things personally. Most of the time, people are projecting their own pain. And your calmness? That's your protection. With time and practice, not reacting becomes natural. You begin to observe, not absorb. You begin to pause, breathe, and then respond, if a response is even needed. That's when you realize. Silence is not empty. It's full of answers. So next time you feel the fire rising in your chest, anger, frustration, hurt, remember, you are not that fire. You are the space that holds it. You are the one who can decide whether to pour gasoline, or let it fade. Your emotional control is your superpower. Don't give it away so easily. Stay calm. Stay grounded. Choose peace, not for them, but for you. Because your life becomes what you nurture inside. And when peace lives within, the outside no longer controls you. Part 3: Daily Practices to Strengthen Emotional Control. Emotional control isn't something you achieve once, it's something you practice daily. Just like building muscle in the body, building mental and emotional strength takes consistency. And the truth is, it starts small. You don't wake up one day suddenly full of peace and patience. You build it, breath by breath, choice by choice. Here are the foundations. Quiet. Simple. But powerful. 1. Practice the pause. The next time something triggers you, stop. Don't speak. Don't text. Don't react. Just pause. Close your eyes if you can. Take a breath. Feel what's happening in your body. Is your chest tight? Are your fists clenched? Is your jaw stiff? Just observe. The emotion wants to pull you in, but you don't have to follow it. That pause is where you take back your power. It could be 5 seconds. 10 seconds. Enough to break the automatic cycle. 2. Breathe before you speak. Sounds simple, but it's life-changing. Before you respond to anything, a harsh comment, bad news, a frustrating moment, take one full, deep breath. Let it fill your lungs. Let it stretch your chest. Let it slow you down. In that breath, you'll find space. And in that space, you'll often realize, a reaction isn't needed at all. 3. Journal your triggers. Every time you get upset, write it down. Not to complain, but to learn. Ask yourself. What exactly triggered me? What did I feel in that moment? Where is this reaction really coming from? You'll often find that the trigger is not new, it's old pain wearing a new face. The same wound showing up in different situations. When you understand the pattern, you begin to break it. Awareness leads to healing. 4. Set boundaries without guilt. You don't need to react to protect your peace. You can simply set clear boundaries. You can say, "I'm not available for this kind of energy. Let's revisit this conversation when emotions are calmer. I choose not to engage in this right now." Boundaries aren't walls. They're doors, ones that only open to what supports your growth. 5. Protect your morning energy. How you begin your day sets the tone for how you respond to the world. Don't let the world in too early. No social media. No news. No chaos. Instead, sit in stillness for a few minutes. Breathe. Read something grounding. Set an intention. Today, I respond with calm. I stay rooted. I protect my peace. That mental preparation will carry you through the toughest moments. 6. Meditation and mindfulness. Even just 5 to 10 minutes a day of sitting quietly with yourself can rewire your entire emotional system. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Watch your thoughts pass like clouds. You don't need to stop them, just don't follow them. Over time, this practice teaches you something profound. You are not your thoughts. You are the space they pass through. That knowing changes everything. 7. Celebrate the wins. Every time you choose to not react, celebrate it. You stayed calm in a tense situation. That's growth. You paused before sending an angry message. That's control. You breathed through discomfort instead of escaping it. That's mastery. Recognize these moments. They're proof you're becoming the version of you that no longer lives in reaction, but in response. Final thoughts. The world will never stop testing you. There will always be noise, negativity, misunderstanding, pressure. But your response? That's your canvas. And you get to choose what you paint. You don't have to fight every battle. You don't have to fix every misunderstanding. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Your peace is not a luxury, it's your responsibility. And when you live from that place, you don't just control your emotions, you begin to shape your entire life. Quiet. Grounded. Unshaken. That's the real power. Part 4, From Reaction to Reflection, Protecting Your Peace in a Loud World. There are two ways to live your life. You either react to the world, or you reflect and respond with wisdom. Most people are trapped in reactive living. Something happens, they get triggered, and instantly, they explode. They argue, complain, defend, or withdraw. Their emotions control them like strings on a puppet. But when you live reactively, your life is not truly yours. You become a mirror of your environment. If people are kind, you're calm. If people are rude, you lose control. If things go your way, you're peaceful. If they don't, you spiral. But here's the truth. The outside world will never be stable. People will disappoint you. Challenges will show up uninvited. Life will test you, again and again. If your peace depends on perfect conditions, you'll always be at the mercy of chaos. The reflective mindset. Now let's flip the lens. A reflective mindset doesn't react, it observes. It pauses. It listens, not just to others, but to itself. Before responding, it asks, why am I feeling this way? What's really behind my emotion? What is the best way to respond with clarity and strength? This is where true power begins, not in the world outside, but in the space within. A reflective person doesn't take things personally. They don't assume. They don't rush. They know, emotions are messengers, not masters. Dealing with negative or toxic people. You cannot control other people's behavior. You can't fix those who don't want to change. But you can protect your energy, your mind, and your emotional space. Here's how. 1. Don't absorb their energy. Toxic people feed on reaction. They say things to provoke. They push your buttons to gain power. But when you stay calm, when you don't give them what they want, they lose control over you. You don't need to argue. You don't need to explain. You can simply choose not to engage. 2. Detach emotionally. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop bleeding for people who keep cutting you. Emotional detachment says, I see your pain. I recognize your patterns. But I won't let them infect my peace. This is not cruelty, it's self-respect. 3. Use selective silence. Not everyone deserves your energy. Sometimes the most powerful response is silence. Silence doesn't mean defeat. It means, I choose peace over proving. It means, I value my vibration more than your validation. Walk away not because you're weak, but because you're wise. 4. Build your peace daily. You can't stay calm if you never refill your spirit. Protect your peace the way you protect a child, gently, but fiercely. That means spending time alone. Breathing deeply. Letting go of overthinking. Cutting off the things, people, and habits that drain you. Peace isn't something you find, it's something you build. Don't match their energy, keep your own. Toxic people want to pull you down to their level. But you don't need to match their chaos. When they go low, go silent. When they get loud, go still. When they push, don't push back, step aside. Not everything deserves your reaction. Your energy is sacred. Spend it wisely. You are not responsible for other people's emotions. Let go of the burden to fix, explain, or carry someone else's pain. You are responsible for your own peace, no one else's. That means sometimes you will be misunderstood. Sometimes, people will paint you as the villain. Sometimes, walking away will upset others. But choose peace anyway. Because at the end of the day, you don't owe anyone a version of yourself that keeps suffering just to keep them comfortable. Final reflection. A reactive life is chaotic. A reflective life is peaceful. You were not born to be tossed by every wave. You were meant to learn how to float, how to rise, how to stay still even when the sea is rough. So the next time something tries to pull you out of character, take a breath. Feel the emotion. But don't become it. Stay grounded. Stay centered. Stay above the noise. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. Part 5, Emotional Detachment, Letting Go Without Losing Love. Letting go doesn't always mean walking away. Sometimes, it means holding space, without holding on. We live in a world where emotional attachment is often confused with love. We think if we care about someone, we must always react, always fix, always engage, always stay close. But that's not love. That's fear. Real love doesn't cling. Real love doesn't control. Real love allows space, for growth, for peace, for separation when needed. When you love someone deeply, it's natural to feel their emotions. But when you start losing yourself in their storms, it's no longer love, it's emotional entanglement. What is emotional detachment? Emotional detachment is not coldness. It's not turning your heart off. It's simply choosing to stay grounded in your own energy, even when others around you are chaotic, hurting, or lost. It means saying, I care about you, but I won't drown to save you. I see your pain, but I know it's not mine to carry. I love you, but I choose peace over proving my love. That's not giving up. That's growing up. Why detachment is powerful. When you detach with love, you stop reacting out of fear. You stop trying to control how others feel, behave, or see you. You stop losing sleep over someone else's chaos. And in that stillness, you return to yourself. You return to your center, the place where your energy is whole, your mind is clear, and your soul is free. How to practice emotional detachment with love. Let's talk about how. 1. Feel, but don't fall in. It's okay to feel pain, sadness, disappointment. But don't sink into it. Don't let it take over your being. You can say, I'm hurting, but I'm still in control. Feel the wave, but stay anchored. 2. Stop trying to fix everything. You are not the savior. You are not responsible for healing everyone around you. When you stop fixing others, you give them the chance to rise on their own. Sometimes, your silence can be more healing than your words. 3. Set emotional boundaries. You can love someone and still say, this conversation is hurting my peace. I need space to breathe. I won't argue anymore. Boundaries don't break love. They protect it. 4. Accept without attachment. Attachment says, you must stay for me to be okay. Love says, even if you leave, I will still be whole. This is hard. But powerful. When you detach, you don't stop caring, you stop depending. You realize, I can love you fully, and still let go if I need to. 5. Practice presence, not possession. Enjoy the moments. Cherish the connection. But don't try to possess it. People are not ours to keep. They are with us for reasons, for seasons, sometimes for a lifetime, but never as property. Presence says, I'm here with you now. Possession says, you can't leave. Choose presence. It hurts less. Letting go doesn't mean you never cared. Some of the most powerful acts of love are silent. Walking away with dignity. Not reacting to cruelty. Loving someone from a distance. Releasing someone with a prayer instead of a fight. These are not weak acts. They are proof of deep, matured love. Because when you truly value your peace, you stop chasing chaos, even if it once felt like love. Detach to protect your spirit. You deserve to be whole. You deserve to sleep peacefully. You deserve to feel safe in your own energy. And sometimes, the most loving thing you can do, for others and for yourself, is to take a step back. To choose silence over drama. Stillness over stress. Peace over performance. Final reflection. Don't be afraid to love with open hands. Let people go if they need to grow. Let them walk if they need to find themselves. Let silence speak when words only wound. Because the one who can detach without hate, who can love without losing themselves, who can stay peaceful in the middle of emotional storms, is the one who has truly mastered the art of not reacting. That is a rare power. A beautiful strength. A quiet freedom. And it's yours, when you're ready to let go. Part 6, Rewiring the Mind, Training Yourself to Stay Calm No Matter What. Your reactions are not random. They are patterns. Rehearsed behaviors. Deeply rooted responses that were shaped over years, sometimes decades. But the beautiful thing about the mind is this. It can be rewired. The person you are today, impulsive, emotional, reactive, doesn't have to be the person you remain. Because calm is a skill. Just like confidence, discipline, or focus, it can be practiced, strengthened, and eventually mastered. Your mind is a program, and you are the programmer. Your thoughts become habits. Your habits become reactions. And your reactions shape your entire life. Most people live on autopilot. Triggered by small things. Controlled by emotions they don't understand. They don't realize, they're not reacting to the moment, they're reacting to their past. That's where rewiring begins, by breaking the loop. Step 1, become the observer. Before you can change your reaction, you have to see it clearly. Start by watching yourself. Notice. What kind of situations make you lose control? Is it disrespect? Feeling unheard? Feeling helpless? Where does that emotion come from? Childhood, trauma, ego? The moment you can observe a trigger, instead of becoming it, you take the first step toward mastery. Step 2, interrupt the pattern. The brain is like a road system. Every time you react the same way, you strengthen that road. But when you pause, breathe, and choose differently, even once, you begin building a new path. Next time you're about to react, try this. Step away, physically or mentally. Name the emotion. This is anger. Ask, what's a calm way to handle this? This small gap interrupts the old program. And the more often you do it, the weaker that old road becomes. Step 3, install new thoughts. Your outer calm depends on your inner dialogue. So start feeding your mind thoughts like, I am in control of my energy. No one can disturb my peace without my permission. My silence is strength, not weakness. I choose calm. I protect my peace. Repeat them daily. Write them. Speak them. Think them in stressful moments. You're not just saying affirmations. You're installing new beliefs. Step 4, visualize yourself calm. Your mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So use it. Every morning or night, close your eyes and see yourself. In a tense conversation, but calm. Being misunderstood, but unbothered. Walking away from negativity, peacefully. Feel it. Embody it. Make it real in your nervous system. This rewires your emotional muscle. So when the real moment comes, your mind has already rehearsed peace. Step 5, practice in small moments. Don't wait for big drama to start practicing calm. Use small daily triggers. The traffic jam. The rude comment. The delayed message. The misunderstanding. These are your training grounds. Every time you stay calm when it's hard, even just 5% more than last time, you grow stronger. Calm becomes your baseline. Not your effort. Step 6, use anchors for grounding. When things feel overwhelming, use sensory anchors to come back to the moment. Touch something cold, like a glass or metal. Press your feet into the ground and feel your body weight. Place a hand on your chest and breathe slowly. Look around and name 3 things you see. These small actions remind your body, you are safe. You are here. You are okay. Your nervous system listens. And calms down. Final thought, master the inside, and the outside follows. You can't control the world. But you can control how you move through it. And when you do that, when you stay calm no matter what, everything changes. The argument loses power. The manipulator gives up. The storm passes, and you're still standing. Not because the world got easier. But because you got stronger. So rewire. Every day. Breathe. Reflect. Choose peace again and again, until peace is no longer a choice. It's who you are. Part 7, The Silent Strength, when your calmness becomes your message. There's a kind of power that doesn't shout. It doesn't argue. It doesn't explain itself to be understood. It simply exists, steady, quiet, and untouchable. That's the power of calmness. And when you reach that level of emotional mastery, your presence becomes your response. Your peace becomes your protection. Your energy speaks louder than your words ever could. Calmness is not emptiness, it's presence. To the outside world, calmness might look like you're doing nothing. But inside, it's a deep discipline. A choice. A knowing. It says, I don't need to win this argument to know my worth. I don't need to explain myself to protect my truth. I don't need to match your chaos to prove I'm strong. Calmness is not silence from weakness, it's silence from understanding. People feel your energy before they hear your words. Have you ever walked into a room and felt someone's energy, before they even spoke? That's the real communication. When you're calm, grounded, and aligned with your peace, people feel it. They notice that you're not easily shaken. They sense that drama doesn't move you. They learn, this is not someone I can manipulate, provoke, or control. And so, your calm becomes your boundary. No yelling. No defending. Just presence. Your calm disarms chaos. When someone's angry, they expect a reaction. When they don't get one, it confuses them. They shout, and you stay silent. They accuse, and you don't defend. They provoke, and you remain grounded. Suddenly, their energy has nowhere to land. That's the power of non-reaction. You break the cycle. You remove the fuel from the fire. You stop the game before it begins. Calmness earns a different kind of respect. People may not say it out loud. But deep down, they respect the one who doesn't flinch. They notice. You don't gossip. You don't over-explain. You don't panic. You don't need validation. You simply move with quiet clarity. You listen more than you speak. You think before you act. And your silence? It speaks volumes. Not every action deserves a reaction. You'll reach a point where you realize. That rude comment doesn't deserve your energy. That online argument isn't worth your peace. That misunderstanding doesn't need fixing. That manipulation doesn't need exposing, it exposes itself. And so, you stop reacting. You choose peace over proving. You choose freedom over being right. You choose to protect your soul, instead of defending your ego. That's wisdom. That's strength. That's silent power. Your calm changes the room. A calm person in a loud room becomes the anchor. A calm soul in chaos becomes the light. Others may start shouting. But you sit still. You breathe. You observe. And slowly, the room softens. Not because you demanded it, but because your energy shifted the frequency. That's what calmness does. It leads. Without force. Without sound. Final reflection. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your calmness is enough. Your presence is your message. Your stillness is your strength. So the next time you're tempted to react, pause. Ask yourself. Do I need to say anything at all, or will my peace speak louder? Because sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do, is nothing. No anger. No argument. No explanation. Just quiet confidence, rooted deep in your soul. Because once you've mastered yourself, nothing outside of you has power anymore. The peaceful warrior, becoming unshakable in a world that tries to break you. There is a kind of strength that doesn't roar. It doesn't need to fight to prove its power. It doesn't seek revenge. It doesn't crave attention. It simply stands still, grounded, calm, untouchable. That is the strength of the peaceful warrior. And when you walk this path of calm over chaos, silence over reaction, awareness over ego, you realize something profound. You don't need to change the world. You just need to stop letting it change you. You will be tested. Life will challenge you. You'll be misunderstood. You'll be lied to. You'll be judged for things you never said, never meant, never did. People will project their pain onto you. They'll expect you to respond like everyone else, with anger, with fear, with noise. But you're no longer everyone else. You've chosen a different road. A road of stillness. A road of depth. A road that says, I won't become what hurt me. Pain can either harden you, or awaken you. When you're wounded, you have two choices. Let it make you bitter, closed, and reactive. Let it make you wiser, softer, and more awake. The peaceful warrior chooses the second. Not because it's easy, but because peace is a power only the awakened can carry. You don't have to react to be strong. We've been taught that to be strong, you must fight. But what if real strength is in restraint? What if the strongest one is the one who feels deeply, but doesn't let those feelings destroy them? The one who can walk away, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. The one who can forgive, not because they were wrong, but because they value peace more than pride. That's the warrior the world doesn't see coming. Build an inner world no one can shake. Imagine having a mind so calm that no insult can disturb it. A heart so steady that no loss can collapse it. A soul so rooted that no storm can uproot it. That's the goal. Not to avoid life's pain, but to meet it with presence. Not to hide from chaos, but to be the eye of the storm. Unshaken. Unbothered. Unbreakable. Let your peace be your legacy. Long after you're gone, people won't remember your arguments. They won't remember how loud you were, how many times you were right. They'll remember your energy. Your calm. Your way of being. That made them feel safe, even in silence. Let that be your legacy. Not how much noise you made, but how deeply you lived in peace. Final words. This world will always pull at you. It will test your limits. It will poke at your wounds, and tempt your ego to react. But you now know the truth. Your peace is power. Your calm is your crown. And your silence, when chosen with awareness, is your sword. You are not weak for walking away. You are not soft for choosing peace. You are a warrior, not in armor, but in awareness. Not with fists, but with presence. You've mastered the art of not reacting. And in that, you've mastered yourself.